recap on a trade. I'll be honest with you, I'm pissed off. This trade had a potential for $1,000 play, but I wasn't able to capitalize on the whole 1,000. So I wanted to make this video, to be honest, to share with you, what happened. So hopefully you can learn from it. Hopefully you can make the 1,000 next time it happens. I know I'm trying to go make that. I'm pissed off. So, checks out. This video, it's Trading Spy. A little bit brief overview is Meta, Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call it. They dropped their earnings report yesterday after market, and it was clearly bad. So they tanked about 30 points. Going in today, the whole market was on a iffy state of mind because we are on a bull run in a bear market, so it's like a bear rally. So me going in today, I'm actually looking into some bull positions versus bear. This trade is very, very sophisticated, to be quite honest with you. It's not something I would recommend somebody just starting out to do, because I will explain a little bit about my thought process in a second on how I even got into the position, why I got into the position, and why this position was actually going to be $1,000 position. But before I dive right in, I just want to go ahead and let you know, just looking at the charts here, as you see, is about 10:06 at the time of me getting in this position. We started out hitting the price action level on top, rejecting off it, and now we're trending down into the pre-market low. I did not get in this red rally downwards, this red bear trend downwards. I actually just sat and watched it. I wanted to see how it reacted to the low line. So once I noticed it was not going any further down, my next strategy, which was what I said earlier, to ride a bull wave, started going into play. And the one thing I want to tell you about this trade is, if you look left, you see all these red candlesticks. Those are sellers. And once I noticed it rejected off this low point of pre-market, and then finally got above it, once it started getting above it, I realized that it's not, at least my strategy was like, it's going to be difficult for it to go any lower, but the upside is there. And looking left, you're seeing all these sellers. Once the upside starts happening, these sellers will have to cover their position. So that's why this strategy is a little bit not on the amateur side of the house. It's a little more risky because you are initially going against the trend, but you're hoping for a breakout up here. Once it breaks out there, you're pretty much in the green. But I was right aggressive in this position. I wanted to just try this strategy, so my entry point was right about here. As you can see, I'm already in the position. I'm down 3%, about 20 bucks. I'm gonna let this play out so we can just take a closer look into it. All right, so as it's playing out, like I said earlier, I'm looking to just cover every single stick on the left side. And the thing about this is, because they're going to have to cover their positions, the sellers, this is going to start shooting up rapidly, just from experience and watching the tape. If you look at the tape, you're seeing more orders on this side than you are on the other side. So the honest truth is, right now, I am already in the green. I'm up 10%. I'm nowhere close to where I want to close this position. Nowhere close. The next thing I'm looking at is how it's going to react to this yellow line. That's the VWAP line. So as of right now, things are looking great. I'm looking at level 2s, but to be quite honest with you, I'm just looking more in the tape and just seeing how aggressive it's moving. Because you're going to see plenty of orders, and you could easily get lost in the order book right now. I want to see it hit the VWAP, and then I want to see it push through the VWAP, and it does that actually in a quick second from now. But this is where it got a little tricky. As of right now in this position, I am at 30%, close to $200. You see how it magically just pushes up right there? That puts me at about 50%, up a little bit over $300. But my entry point, my exit point is nowhere close. So if you look left, I want it to break through this point right here. And I believe it can break through because there's so many shorts covering for their position. This is where the strategy gets a little bit on the extreme side. And it gets really difficult because now you have these demon battles. I'm worried about, am I being too greedy at this point, or am I being, too fearful? And this is why trading is not for the easiest people, to be quite honest with you. So position wise, I'm really good. I'm up close to 50%, $300. I'm clearly at a zone right here where it's experiencing some kind of resistance. So I'm expecting a little bit of pullback, which is cool. Being patient right now in this position. I'm actually gonna speed it up because this position was a little bit longer than 5 minutes. So as you see, this is when it starts, retracting, coming down a little bit. I'm also still not fearful here. I'm still up 40%, about $300. Still relaxing in my comfort zone. So right here, once it gives me an aggressive red, that gets a little, a little scary. But I want to see it just hit that VWAP and still keep the pressure going up versus going down. So another consecutive red stick. This is why even me looking at 1 minute charts are kind of like, it's just crazy because it's a roller coaster on 1 minute chart. You see a lot of things, and sometimes you just see too much that it can misguide your judgment. But the point I want to bring up is right about you see this nice push up right here. I love to see that. Got me at 50% up, $325. Feeling really great. The next candlestick throws me down, gets me below the VWAP, gets me almost even below the EMA. And at this point, this is where I begin to panic. And when I saw that red stick again, I panicked and I sold. This is where paper hands this is where paper hands really messes you up. But I forgot I kept recording this video, and this is where the frustration kicks in at, because after this weird fake out that made me sell and close my position at about, I think it was 20% or something. I only made $100 on this trade when I exited out of it. Right after that, watch what happens. Essentially, the whole strategy that I mentioned literally just happens, and it begins to blow up, and it punches right through that zone I mentioned. That zone I mentioned now is basically the wholesalers over here on the left side are covering their short positions, which is why it explodes the way it did, going the opposite way. At this point, this position has now officially crossed over 1,000. I believe it was about 1,200 profit at this point. So this is one of those plays that just want to share, as much as it pains and really, like, I want to pull my hair out. I just want to share this because, sometimes you can be in a great position and you can exit just because of you thought you saw something or you felt something, or just my emotions basically kicked in and made me exit so I can at least lock in the $90. But because I locked in $100, I missed out on $900 more. Yeah, as of right now recording, once it hit that line up there, the position was officially over 1,200 profit. And it's just funny how things work. You will not think these 4 candles will bring in an extra $1,000 from where I exited, but that's what happened. And yeah, I just want to share this video to at least, make me feel a little bit better, because like I said, I'm going through it, but this is what comes with trading. And the good news is I didn't lose any money, but the bad news is my execution on this particular trade sucked. I'll give it a D. The only reason why I wouldn't give it an F is because at least I didn't lose any money. Because if I had lost money on this trade, that'd probably be the worst feeling ever. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe. The main point I want to just put out is, don't cut your winners too soon. I was still in the profit when I cut this winner. So sometimes you look back and like, why did you even cut that winner? It was still winning. I know you lost a little bit of your profit, but obviously you see what looking at hindsight can do. So yeah, watch out for cutting your winners too soon, and but definitely cut your losers. So cut your losers quick. But yeah, that's one thing I'll say about this video. Notice, the price action levels are still there. The supply and demand zones. You may not be seeing much on this particular view, but I had a bunch of other lines there as well. But yeah, $1,000 position, only grabbed $100 out of it, but there's more to come. I'll live to see another day, and I'll keep sharing this video so you can understand a little bit about what I see when I look at the market and when I trade. Hope this helps. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.